Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference and built a family. We've grown strong together, you know it's all because everybody plays a part in doing what we love. You can bet it doesn't matter where you go. You find a friend who does just what they love and lets it show. One card at a time can really change the way we live. Focused on the sharing and the chance we have to give. You can do most anything, so just do what you love. Live it, share it, you know it's what you're dreaming of. What we love, what we do, makes a difference in me and you. All these years of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live and what we say, it's snapping up and it's our way to love, live and share it today. Share it today. Just look around and you can see it's so much more than stamps and ink. It's more than just a card you see. It's part of you, a part of me. It's creativity. So just do what you love. Live it, share it, you know it's what you're dreaming of. It's what you're dreaming of. What we love, what we do, makes a difference in me and you. All these years of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live, what we say, it's stamping up and it's our way to love, live and share it today. The difference in me and you. 30 years of inspiration and love. How we live, what we say, it's snapping up and it's our way to love, live and share it today. Whoa. Gonna love and live and share it today. We're gonna love, live and share it today. We're gonna love, live and share it today.
Sometimes it can feel so difficult to catch hold of the inspirational, yeah. But it can be so simple. Love what you do, share what you love. Nobody said there was a secret formula. You know it's so simple, and it's your time to shine. Be who you wanna be.
Hi everyone, and happy Tuesday. This is going to be such a fun kit together. Before we dive into the making of a kit, I wanted to share with you the kits that are new, and just in case you haven't seen them. So I'll highlight 3 kits. The 2 that I'm going to start with are ones that I'm not going to be making today in our kit together. But I wanted you to be able to see them because they're so cute. But we had so many requests for the 3rd kit that I'm going to show you that's the one we're going to put together. Fair enough. So I can see comments. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. If you have comments or questions, feel free to put them in the comments so that I can answer any questions for you. So these are kits that are new. Let me show you this one. So we have, I wanted to show the instructions. Here we go. This one is the Brighten Your Day kit. This is one of those really clean and simple ones. You've got kind of some white laser cuts on top of a really light watercolor background. I think they're so much prettier in real life, so I wanted to show you the contents of the kit, but also what these look like put together. So this is the first kit. Let me show you these cards. So this is card number 1, well, one of them. But so can you see the difference? Like, it's just, the photography just does not do this justice, and the camera might not even do this justice either, but this is one of the designs. Here's another one, like so pretty. And then the third one, and all of the envelopes of course coordinate, but look how beautiful those are. Okay, so let me show you what comes in the kit. So you've got, of course, twine, you've got the adhesive that you need, and then you have all of the parts and pieces. This one is a non-stamping kit, and so I'm gonna pull this out so you can see it. Okay, so I'm gonna set those, well, we'll do this. And then I'll kind of fan out the envelopes. You saw those with the samples, they're beautiful. And then the cards that you're using that layer in with the sentiments that are also those same colors and in different languages too, which is nice. So whatever market you're in, or if you know someone that speaks a different language, this is a great option. So those card bases, and then we've got all of the laser cuts. So these are a little bit more delicate, but they're really beautiful. And they're layered with tissue in between them because they are so delicate. So that will keep your laser cuts protected. But then it's just a matter of assembling those cards. So really fun and easy, on the go kind of a kit. You can take this and really craft it anywhere. So love that one. And I'll set this one aside. I have so many things to share with you today. All right, next one. This one is also one of those ones that you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. So this is the Bunch of Thanks kit. So this is a stamping kit. You've got the Ink Spot Mossy Meadow. You've got a stamp set that has a bunch of words in it. So very grateful, to, from, for your love and support. We've got thank you and thanks a bunch. So it's a gratitude kit. You've got, of course, everything you need right here. The twine, but look how cute. Those are our instructions, which we love that we have our instructions. How many of you give a shout out for these instructions that are amazing and you don't have to read too much because it's all images? Okay, so we've got the envelopes, which are beautiful. I think they're all the same. Okay, so all the same. So you've got the florals on the front of the envelope because, you know, never a naked envelope. And then you have all of these insert pieces that fold to create your bouquet. So it's the same card, all the die cuts right here, because you're making these. So look how cute this is. So you're gonna tie this up, and then you can untie it or pull that off. I would probably attach mine to the back so that you untied it. And then you've got this thanks a bunch. You can have that show on the outside or not show on the outside, and then whatever sentiment you want to put on the inside. So it's just like this little mini card or this mini bouquet that is, I've seen people put on a card, but I think you can put this with a gift. I think you can drop this on someone's desk. I think you can put this in the mail just as it is because the envelopes are beautiful. But this is, like I said, just a bunch of thanks kit. So it's going to be so fun to put together. But so many requests, can I just say, for the kit that I'm going to share with you. This is the Harvest Home Garland kit. Let me show you what comes in it. And then I'm going to have someone come up here and share some tips and tricks with you. So this is the kit. You've got the like wire base. You've got some of these, they're pretty light, these little acorn pieces. that you can use. And then you have a whole bunch of die cuts in all different, oh my gosh, I got to get out of the box. Normally I would flip it over, but I feel like that would be, there we go, I got it. Okay, so you've got all of these die cut leaves. So you can, and they've been embossed so that you've got some texture on them already. And some of the papers, you've got some foil pieces, you've got some textured paper, some printed paper. So you have so many different leaves to choose from. I love all of these options, and it's really up to you how you put the garland together. So this is what comes in the kit. You are going to need a glue gun for this kit. It's going to hold up so much better. So make sure you have one of those on hand, whether it's cordless or we've got one here that's plugged in, ready to go. So I'm going to set this aside for a second because I have a friend that's going to join me today. So if you can all just give some love to Emily. Emily, come join me over here.
Hi, everybody.
Emily is awesome, first of all, but I noticed that she had made 2 of these garlands to put up on Stampin' Up's front desk. So I walked in, she sits at our front desk. Maybe we should start and have you tell everybody like what you do here at Stampin' Up. Let's do that.
Hi, everybody. I'm Emily, and I'm over at the front desk. So if you ever come to the office to come visit and ring the doorbell to come inside, I'm in there. I used to be down in demonstrator support. So if you've ever talked to me on the phone and you know who I am, then just know I probably do remember you. I love demonstrators. So it really, truly is the demonstrators and the customers that do the crafts and get involved with us that really bring that relationship aspect to Stampin' Up. So I love being up at the front desk because I get to experience that in person with our demonstrators. So super duper awesome. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. And I did make these garlands.
She did. And she did such a good job. So I'm going to pull this one in because is this one of yours?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just show you. You're going to see how this runs across the table. It's pretty big. So Emily, you hold up this side. We'll do a front shot. Okay, so you can see how big this is. So we have 2 at the front desk. And so I wanted Emily to come and share some tips and tricks that she learned as she was putting this together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Em, where do you want to start?
Well, I feel like there's a lot that we could start with because this specific garland is so creative and festive and fun and something that you can do a lot with. So one thing that I do when I make these, because I've made 2 of these, so
you learned. You have all the tips and tricks.
I did one first and then I did the other, and it took a long time. So if you're doing this for a class or a get together, make sure to prep everything beforehand.
Okay, tip number 1.
It is so important. Tip number 1, prep your pieces.
Okay, what do you mean by that, Emily? Show me what you're doing for prep.
The first thing that I'm doing before I start is I'm taking these little leaves and I'm going to fold them in half. And that's basically all that there is to it. It just adds volume when you're gluing, and having all of the pieces together is really, really helpful because once you've bent them and given them that shape, you have all of these pieces just ready to go.
Ready to glue.
And you can pick up what you want and you can use it and you just glue them on.
Okay, so bring those in because I want them to see those up close. So we're going to put them on the table. Okay, so look at what Emily has done. So she's punched, of course, all of them out. You saw them in the sheets. And then there's a ridge, an embossed piece on this. And so she's made sure that there's, you can see the veins on the top. Actually, there we go. See the veins on the top? Can you see that? Okay, maybe I'll pick a different color so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Can you see the veins that are impressed there? So then she's folded it this way, and it kind of folds along the veins actually.
It does, and some of them don't.
It's pretty easy.
When you do, they look like they do, but sometimes you kind of fold it a little extra and it still looks great.
Okay, so like you could fold all along these veins if you wanted, but the most important is that it's in half.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got all of your leaves like punched and folded. So this is the prep you're talking about.
This is the prep I'm talking about.
What else?
I would also recommend these little acorns right here. I've kind of prepped them to go, but you have some that are together and some that are separate. So if you
they come separate,
they
right?
come separate. So if you want to put them together, just make sure before you start, I just like to go through and twist them together just like that.
So
And
you
just
did
bring
some
them
in
together.
groups of 2 and then some
in
singular.
groups of 2, some singular, just whatever you feel like your garland, or if you decide to make it into a wreath, whatever your wreath
That's what I'm gonna
needs.
do. I'm gonna do that.
Whatever you choose to do, you can do whatever feels right for you. This is my little tip
little prep.
/ trick to prepping.
Okay.
And my third tip
Okay.
is with this little piece. Obviously, if you're making a wreath, you're going to want to shape it how you want it to be beforehand. I also like to do the same with the garland. So before I made the garland for the front desk, I kind of shaped it how I wanted it to be. So that way, when I went in with all of my paper, which are a little bit more 2D, it made it a lot easier to get it together. So
should I set this? If
Yeah,
we're gonna make
go
this, do you want
ahead.
to switch?
yeah,
switch
let's
me
switch places over here so
Okay.
I can get close to the glue gun. And what I like to do first when I am starting the garland is working from the bottom of your leaf. So you start here. What I mean by bottom of the leaf is this little piece right here. This little tip that you see is what you want to work
Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna scoot us
at
up.
the top. So the bottom is going to start down here, and then this little tab, or where your
The stem.
the little stem meets the leaf, is going to come up. So that way when you start using other pieces, you can start to stack them, and it makes it a lot easier as you're going down.
Okay.
So
Do you
So
put
what
the
we'll
glue
do-
like on the paper, or did you put it on your?
I put it on
Stem.
my leaf. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take my little glue gun to start out. It can be whatever color leaf you want.
I'm like, how did you decide?
There's a lot of choices, and I put a lot of these little gold pieces on there because those are so pretty. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take a little bit, and you're just going to basically, if I can get my glue out, you're just going to glue that little piece of leaf, and you're going to come over here, and you're just going to set it just like so. And you're just going to kind of hold it there. I always set my hot glue gun on low temp.
So it's going to dry faster.
So
is what you're
it's
saying.
going to
Or
dry
set.
faster, set faster.
Okay.
That's the right word. So
So
that
that's
way,
another tip.
when you kind of are wanting to let go, it's already a little bit set. I
Okay.
feel like if your glue gun
got
is
it.
on high temperature, you're going to be sitting and waiting for it to cool down for a really long time. So, and when you're doing this, there's really no method to the madness except for just have fun.
Okay.
So I know a lot of demonstrators have wondered, how do you end this? How do you start this? How do you go about
Well, you're
this?
kind of doing both, right? So if you want the leaf, you've got your stem going this way, but you do want to cover it or build. Tell me which way you were building. So if we've got,
so we're building,
So keep going.
building upwards, and actually I just put on my leaf backwards.
That's okay.
Now that you're making me realize that I put it on backwards,
we have so many
we
leaves.
have so many leaves, and don't be afraid to take one off.
Just turn it around. It's
Just turn it
perfect,
around,
Deb.
and it's totally fine. That
So
is
you're
so
stacking.
funny. So you're just stacking. That is so funny. Thank you for making me realize that, because here I am. And I think I said it right.
You did say it right.
I did say it
I
right.
I was just trying to check my understanding. Okay,
You're-
so
So the
Yes.
top of the leaf goes outward. Yes. And then
which
you're
one do
just
you want
gonna
to do?
we can go
Did
with
you go
anything.
like size wise? Did you have a method to
Yeah.
your madness a little bit?
I kind of did a few smaller ones and then a big one. So if we start with a little one, we can kind of do a few little ones, and then you can put a bigger one
Kind of
on
dig-
top of it.
okay.
So,
I love the different textures in this kit.
oh my gosh.
And the way that you can build it. I
Yes.
also think when I'm going to do mine, I think I'm going to save the colored leaves for something else, and then stick with neutrals and metallics, because everyone
yeah.
knows that's like my favorite thing. So I think you can customize your garland or wreath or whatever you're making to reflect your own personal style.
Yeah, it can really be however you want. One of my favorite textures is this little one right here. if you all can see it. I know we were looking at the veins earlier on this one, but
This textured paper.
It has a soft, smooth texture to it that's just very natural. And
I saw this and I thought you could
eye-catching.
watercolor this one.
Oh, you totally
Wouldn't that be
could.
pretty?
Yeah,
Ugh.
that would be so, so pretty. Watercolor that.
Which one next?
Or this little gray one maybe? Or actually, let's go with the gold one. We haven't done any of these bright golds. We may need a few smaller ones. One trick that I can suggest as you're going up is, if you notice, if you want to use a bigger leaf and you already have some smaller ones, you can kind of tuck them behind those smaller ones. But I wouldn't suggest just starting with a big leaf back here, because then you don't have any room to get any of those smaller bits in. So maybe what we'll do here is we'll just add a couple more small ones.
Okay.
And so what we'll do is we'll just grab a few of these. Maybe you should pick out my next color.
I know. Maybe I'll line you up. I'll look at your pieces.
Line me up a couple.
So you
colors.
can build this as wide as you want.
You can build it as wide
or as
you,
narrow
as you really, really want. So
do you want to do one of those, or do you want to do, I like that some of these are paired together for width.
yes.
So
yes.
if
If
we
you're
do-
trying to add some width, those are super duper awesome, these ones right here. So maybe we can take even, just to kind of show people how you can use this. Oh yeah, let's do that with the
one.
gold one.
I like that one.
So this little piece right here is awesome.
And then we can
because
cover it. Can we
it's
cover that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that would look so pretty on
top of
there.
that?
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of come here and just add a little dollop of glue. I usually just add it right here at the tip.
The corner.
Yeah, the tip or the corner. And then I just kind of come right here. And you just kind of want to let it sit. And then you can kind of, some of these aren't super duper set, so you can kind of come in here and move it around how you want it to be, make it look how you want. That one's kind of set. But then what we'll do is all of this right here, because rule 101 in crafting, you never want to see the behind the scenes.
So you're gonna come in and cover.
We're just basically going to come in and just cover that all up. So, and what I like to do on these big ones actually is I like to go all the way down the spine with my glue gun. So that way it all glues together.
So you're essentially solidifying this little cluster that you have.
Yes. So you're going to solidify that little cluster that you have now made. And
feel
then, yeah.
Can I
you
push on it?
Yeah, you can definitely push on it. If you need to get, I know that sometimes the leaves can fall depending on how you're making your garland.
Okay.
So sometimes,
You know this from experience,
from
Ed?
experience, if you have some parts of your garland that are going up and down, you might need something underneath to stabilize it. So, I mean, that could either be the box that the kit came in, or maybe you have a little, like, I don't know, a stamp case or something to just hold
prop it
it
up a
and
little
prop
bit.
it up just a little bit, and that will just do the trick for you. So what we're going to do here, this will be fun. Let's add a little acorn.
So did you wrap
in
this
there.
around
So
this part, or did you
I
just
wrapped
glue
it
the
around.
whole thing?
So this right here, I just wrapped it around each other, and then I'm just going to glue it right on. I find that if I glue it straight down the spine, it's just more sturdy. In my opinion.
Got it. Instead of like wrapping it around the
Instead
side.
of, and I don't think that would make a difference, because if once you get that glue set, it's not really going to move with all of that paper on there. So I'm just going to get a little bit of glue and put that down the spine of my
Don't touch the hot
acorn.
glue. I
Don't
guess
touch
with
the
it
hot
on low,
glue.
it's not as hot.
No, it's not as hot, but it still is hot. So, and I even like to go just a little bit further, so that way when you add some more leaves, you can kind of cover up what's going on right there. And then what we'll do here is we'll just add a few more smaller leaves. And then
Cute.
we're just going to kind of go down here and just
keep adding. So you're building.
You're just
your
building,
garland.
and you're going to repeat over and over again and just do that until you get to
Look
the
how
end.
cute.
And don't overthink it. I think I spent too much time overthinking it, and it made it go longer than it really needed to go. So
I might overthink mine. Like, how many of you out there are going to lay out all the leaves in a line so that you make sure that you are properly like separating color? Cute.
yes. So, and that's really all there is to it. It just is building off of what you've already started and just moving on down. And it's a long garland, so take your time. Make sure you have a show to watch or or a group of friends to chit chat with. So
Even better.
yeah.
When you're all done, do you need to do anything to reinforce this, or is this done?
What I like to do, and this is completely up to your own personal discretion, you can flip it over here and put it on its back side, and I will just take a little bit of hot glue, if I can keep it from moving, and I'll just reinforce like right where these corners are. But you have to be really careful, because if you just start throwing some hot glue over all the leaves, which I did that on one of my garlands maybe, you'll have the hot glue start to seep through the leaves, and that's a no-no.
No bueno. You don't want that. Okay.
So you're just going to want to kind of reinforce where you think you need some. So like right here, we could maybe use a little bit extra. And right here, right where the leaf is, we could maybe use a little bit extra. But that's
Love it.
really all that you need to do. And then once you're kind of done, we'll kind of flip it over. I know that we're going to lose some of this hot glue to the table, but it just looks
so
super
cute.
duper cute. And it's just a fun little craft for the fall. And
Emily did
makes
such a
everything.
good job. Such a good job. We have 2 garlands, like I said, on the front desk, so it's perfect for upcoming autumn here in Utah.
Yeah.
Abby, do we have any comments or questions that maybe Emily can ask since she's made this?
Debbie on Facebook just asked, do you think the vine can be cut?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
if you have
it's-
some wire cutters, yes.
It's a wire, so if
Pretty
you have
thick.
some, it's really, really thick. So if you have some wire cutters, you can totally go in there and cut it and maybe make a few small garlands if that's what you want to do. Or if you're doing a class, that's super duper awesome. There's tons of leaves.
Did you have leftover? Or did you use them all?
I had leftover.
Okay.
I had tons and tons of leftover. So don't be afraid to pull off leaves if you don't like the way that it looks and it's already stuck, like how we did it upside down and pulled it off. Don't be afraid to do that. But yeah, if you get one kit and you have a class that you want to do just a few little small ones, that's totally, totally feasible. So
I think this is cute for like napkin rings too. Like you can make some cute little napkin
That would
rings.
be so
or
cute.
I think there are a lot of things you can do with this kit. So let's give Emily a round of applause. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you.
Em's the best. I'm gonna set this aside. Em, can I hand this to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna hand this to you, and then I'm gonna play with some of the things that she's got out here, because when I saw this kit, I wanted to make a wreath. So this is how I'm going to start my project. I just unraveled my wire piece, and then I'm prepping the same way. So I agree with Em, where get your leaves ready to go. What I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to pull out all the neutral colors and the metallics, and that's what I'm going to make my garland with, or my wreath with, is just all the neutral pieces. So, and I'm going to do mine a little bit different. I love Emily's tip about kind of laying the colors out. It doesn't matter, no rhyme or reason. I love that because I think it's supposed to be organic and fun. So I'm going to pull some of these out. And then I'm going to do mine a little differently. I want to try to create clumps, I guess, of leaves, and I'm not going to attach them to the wreath just yet. Ask me if I have done this. No, I have not. This is just a concept in my brain that I think is going to work for me. So I just want to get some of these leaves out here, all the neutrals. I'm going to save like the blue and the more rusty Cajun colored. I can't remember the colors in this kit, so don't quote me. So I'm going to save the colored ones for some different projects, for cards and things like that. So I'm going to stick with this neutral color palette for mine. And then I'm going to start to build as well. So I'm going to build mine a little differently and see if this works. And if you have done this kit and you have some tips and tricks, please share them in the comments so that we can all benefit from them. So I'm going to start with just kind of a clump and build. So if I've got like leaves everywhere. Okay, so I want to make sure I've got some gray, a little bit of all these colors. I do have a rhyme and reason. Kind of, maybe. Oh, there's the other leaf that I wanted. Okay, so I've got some of these pieces. All right, so I'm going to use M's Cool Glue Gun right here. And I'm going to start and just kind of clump some together. So I want them to be, if I'm looking at this, I want it to be kind of right where my acorns are. So do it in thirds. And if I want to build it out, I can. So I'm going to...
Hey, Sarah.
Yes.
We have a question about how you made that circle wreath, like how it came together.
Great question. So the wire piece, I'll just show you how I did this. It comes coiled. And so I just uncoiled it. It's long, like it's, I don't even know, probably like almost 6 feet long. Almost. And so I just made that coil. Can you, how very dainty of you, Sarah. Yes, absolutely. So I just made that coil twice. So I'm just doubling it over, and I unfolded, sorry, my fingers are still a little sore. By the way, I did cut my fingers a couple weeks ago, and so I'm working with that. So I just straightened everything out and then made 2 loops out of mine. So I'm going to uncoil this way, and then I just wrapped the edges where, can you see that? I know maybe I should show you down here. Gosh. All right, so I've just woven this together, and it bends, it's wire. Okay. So it's about, I want to say like 12 inches probably around. And then okay, yeah, we're big. Okay, good camera angle, guys. So I'm going to twist this so that it's going to stay together. See how this is staying together, how I just did that? And then I'm going to wrap the top around each other like this. So this is how I'm creating, and it moves, so it's going to be more round when I'm done with it. So this is basically how I made my wreath. You could use a different wreath form, but I'm like, the kit comes with this. I want to use it. So this is how I'm creating my wreath. And then I'm just going to use my acorns to anchor, as you can see here, just anchor and kind of reinforce where those pieces come together. So that's how I made my garland turn into a wreath. So I did this, and then I just flattened it out and kind of made it look a little bit more cleaned up this way because it bends. So that's a great question, by the way. So that's how I did it, and I just added the acorns to it, and I wrapped the acorns around, so you can see this. Wrapped the acorns around, and I'll probably reinforce it with some hot glue once I get the leaves done. So this is my base, and then I'm going to start building my leaf. So Em had this nice silicone mat. I think that's going to be great for building my leaf cluster. So what do I want it to look like? I don't know. I should have thought of this ahead of time, but you're getting the real and raw. So I tend to be a little more symmetrical. I probably shouldn't because it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to kind of build this way, and then I'll glue it all together. So this is going to be, that's going to work, I think. I need it on the edge. Okay, so now that I've got this laid out the way that I would like, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, don't die, when I do this. I am not gluing to the stem, but I am building in the same way. So I'm just going to cover these pieces. Where's my little, I need a tiny one. There we go. And if I'm doing this on a silicone mat, then I'm not worried about glue getting everywhere. I can pull this off of the mat and tuck behind it as well. There's a little taupe piece. So I'm going to build a cluster this way. There we go. feel like I'm concentrating. I feel like I need a little bit more. What was Em saying? I need a little more width here. So I'll add a little bit of this. So I'll create my cluster this way. And then we can add, I want this to kind of, I want the single one. Build this way. So I'm doing mine a little differently because I want to try it. I feel like I could stick it inside my wreath, and maybe I'll end up doing that, but I don't want to feel like I have to. I feel like I'm going to be able to handle the glue a little bit better this way, just for my own purposes. Okay, that's drying. Then if I do the other side, so I need to, here's where my wreath is going to come in. So if I'm connecting this to the wreath, then I want this acorn to be in the center. So I'm going to end up gluing this chunk to the side. So if this is where I want it, I'm going to glue it there and hold it. Should we see if it looks okay on this side? Cute. That works for me. And then I can build the other side this way. So my wreath will have these clusters. So I'm going to build it like this. You can see how I'm going to build this, right? This is making sense. Yes? Give me a thumbs up if this is making sense. So I'll build the other side and then adhere it in to the wreath. And if I decide I want more, then I'll just add some bulk around the outside. Should I keep going, Abby, or call it good?
People are loving seeing this come together.
Oh, okay. We'll keep going then.
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
There's lots of ideas in the comments about.
Okay, what are some ideas? What would you say? Sarah, do this differently. I don't know.
Oh, they're talking about other things, like adding ink to some of those white leaves around the edges and kind of distressing or adding some dimension to it. Some people want to make scrapbook layouts with the extra leaves.
What a good idea. Love it.
Linda says she would cut her wire and make 2 wreaths out of it, like separate it so that you would have 2 wreath forms. I love the neutrals.
Shocker. I know. Anyone who knows me is like, yeah, we get that Sarah took the color out of her garland. By the way, I love the color. If I were to add any color, I'd probably add this color in, this little pop of color. I have this color all over my house. so I would probably add that. It would work with my decor on my front door, or inside my front door, depending on where I decide to put this. Oh, what am I trying to do? I want to do one of these, but I don't want that color.
We had a question. What do you think about hiding the back side? Do you have any ideas?
Hiding the back side of the wreath, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would say on the wreath, it depends on where you're going to put the wreath, right? Because you don't need to hide the back side if, like, I don't mind. Are you talking about the wire? Is that what we're talking about? Like, I'm going to put this together and you're not going to see it because it's going to hang on my door. But if you wanted, you have plenty of leaves. If you wanted to glue the other side, you could also glue the other side. Does that answer your question, or do you want to cover the wreath? Is that what we're talking about? Like this? I kind of want to see a little bit of this. So maybe clarify question, please. So I'm going to glue this here and then I can build out here a little bit more. I'm going to end up tucking this. I got to glue this first. Hold, please. You have a ton of leaves. This is, I know this. So if you feel like you want to add more to the back side, if you don't want to see this, then by all means, add some leaves to the back and cover up all that hot glue when you're done. That will help set the leaves too. Like Em said, she was adding and setting differently toward the back. You saw her reinforce her pieces too. And I'm going to just...
Jan on Facebook said you could also glue ribbon on the back to have a finished
love
look.
that. Love that idea.
Great idea.
Okay, that one, I can tell the glue is still hot, so that's gonna stick right in there. And then I want one of these to be out the back. Maybe I want a cream one. I feel like with a limited color palette, I'm a little bit better off. But you do you, friends. You do you. So I'm gonna flip this over and reinforce where I've put the glue.
We have some requests when you finish your wreath to share a picture.
Because I'm clearly not going to finish it while we're live today. But it will be cute when I'm done with it, I promise. But I think this is the beauty of this kit, is that you can decorate this however you choose. Like if I wanted to add a few more little acorns in here, I could, and wrap around. Have you seen those wreaths that hang and you only have a bunch of stuff at the bottom? You could do that too. I'm definitely going to keep going and add different clusters and then maybe bring those clusters together. I do, though, want to see some of this branch in the back. So that's probably how I will do mine. And I commit to sharing the wreath when I am done, because I, unlike Emily, did not make this ahead of time. She was the expert, which is why I wanted her to come and give all of the tips and tricks to you. But I had not done this yet, and so I am experimenting on my own, as should you. But at least now you can see a couple of different ways that you can go about this, some tips and tricks. Maybe you've got a different look that you want to do. Maybe you want to do all green leaves with metallic. I think you've got a lot of different options because you've got a light green and a dark green. Maybe you want to change up the color scheme. So have some fun with this. Enjoy making this kit your own and reflecting your own personal style. And Emily, thank you for being with me and sharing your tips and tricks with everybody in digital land, all of our fun crafters out there. So, any other questions or comments, Abby?
Lots
if
of
the
ideas.
wreath is in a window, having leaves on both sides makes it pretty. I concur. I think if you were going to put this, if you're going to put this on a window, I didn't glue that. If we were going to put this on a window, then I would definitely do the backside for sure. I was thinking this was going to go like on a door or on a cupboard or something like that. So I'm not worried about the backside. I think it also is pretty for a table centerpiece. You could put kind of a vase or a table setting in here for Thanksgiving or something. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, that's a US holiday. I think it's also celebrated elsewhere. So you've got lots of different options. Thanks for joining me today. And if you have played with this kit or any of the kits that I shared with you today, then drop some pictures in the comments so that we can see what you've made and maybe how you've adapted it, or any tips and tricks that you have for those, so that it makes making easier for all the rest of us. All right, everybody, enjoy. Talk to you soon.